Today I am going to show you how to make a 220 volt homemade generator. For this we need a bicycle, 12 volt engine and an uninterruptible computer power supply unit. We also may need a diode, a battery, an ampermeter, a voltmeter and different installation hard wires. So let's get started. First of all, we need to place the bicycle in a way that makes it possible to rotate its back wheel. I used different locally available materials. I made a desk out of the boards I had. I attached a screwdriver chuck to the motor. The motor has to be set close enough to the back wheel in order for them to contact. I firmly fixed it with the help of the spring. It makes it really reliable and it has never failed. The motor here functions as a generator, that's why you can use any 12 volt motor. Of course, the more powerful your motor is, the more energy it will generate. I use this motor which is taken from a car. Its power rating is 120 volts. So let's see how much energy it can generate as a generator. Let's connect our bulb of 90 watts and spin the pedals. The motor generates more energy than was expected because the voltage is higher than 12 volts. The bulb even may burn out. Now we need to store the energy obtained in order for us not to spin the pedals all the time. I connected a car battery. The energy applied to the motor makes it run. Of course, you can spin it faster, not placing much emphasis on it in order to generate even more energy, but it's better to connect a diode. Anode must be connected to the positive terminal, whereas cathode has to be connected to the negative terminal. The diode won't let the electricity pass from the battery to the motor and will prevent discharge. Now we can charge the 12 volt battery, but we need to generate 220 volts. An uninterruptible computer power supply unit can help us to do that. I think almost everybody knows when there is no electricity being passed, an uninterruptible power supply can increase voltage from 12 volts to 220 volts. In order for it to work like this for a long time, we need to connect a more powerful battery. Finally, we reached the results desired. Now spinning the pedals can generate 220 volt voltage. Yes, just like the voltage which is applied to the sockets. We can apply the voltage obtained to any electrical appliance. I used this generator for a long time because the power supply in my city was cut off for 3 days. The energy I obtained spinning the pedals for 1 hour was enough for the whole day. I used a laptop, a tablet, energy saving lamps. I was charging my cell phone. Also I watched TV and listened to radio. The uninterruptible power supply worked without any failures. It didn't overheat. In case when energy consumption was over 500 watts, it began to overheat and failed to work well. Also the battery got drained quite quickly. I almost never consume so much energy, that's why I didn't use them frequently. My neighbors had a petrol engine generator, but when they ran out of the petrol, they didn't have power supply. Meanwhile, I just had to spin the pedals for a while in order to get energy. Definitely it's 2 in 1. A generator of electricity and a fitness cycle. Now let me measure current intensity and check what its charging current is. In case if you spin the pedals slowly, it shows 5 amperes, but when I spin the pedals faster, it showed more than 10 amperes, and I got a blown fuse. In order to make sure that the battery is charged, you need to measure voltage. The voltage will be rising as you are charging it. The battery will be charged as soon as it reaches 14 volts. You don't need to keep spinning it, because it will cause overheat. Battery fluid will be boiled down. Instead of a car battery, you can use any other 12 volt battery. The more powerful battery is, the longer it will last. Instead of an uninterruptible power supply unit, you can use a 12 to 220 volt car converter. As you can see, it's not difficult to make it. It's easy to get all the details you need. You can use it when going to the countryside, when preparing for a bicycle tour, or at home when power supply is cut off. Since I live in eastern Ukraine, we always have problems with power supply. The high voltage wires were turned down as shelling started. Thanks to this generator, I had power supply and I could record my videos. What methods of homemade energy generation do you know? Share with us in your comments. In our next video, I'm going to show you how to connect to the internet when there is no connection. Don't forget to subscribe for our channel in order not to miss our new videos. The most unusual videos are on our channel, Kreosan.